So this is something that I've been wanting to put out there for a very, very long time. And I don't do videos often, but I want to get this off my chest. Um, so I was lucky enough to meet targeted individuals, quote unquote, in my area. And I used to always say, I wonder if they got any more targeted individuals in my area. And I used to always say, there got to be some more TIs in my area because of the fact that I see a lot of people's cars just messed up and I don't drive. So I know that a lot of times the perps try to run the TIs off the road, and sometimes their car ends up getting more messed up than the TI car because the TI will sometimes do things to have the perps mess up their own car. And I was riding around, well, as I go around the city, I've been seeing people's cars just tore up, and I didn't think it came from them just getting in car accidents because it was people that I know were perps whose car was just messed up. And they were perping me, not in a car, but perping me, on foot or in the neighborhood. And I see their car and I was like, oh, that car is really raggedy. And it was always perps who I would see whose car was really messed up. So I knew it was other targeted individuals in this area. But I so happened to meet two other targeted individuals. And unfortunately, they both were guys. And I was just like, I personally was looking for another female target individual because of the fact that I just wanted to have a friend, someone I could bond with and talk with and share my experiences with. And when you're going through this, it's fine seeing other targeted individuals going through what they're going through online, and they're in their own separate cities, and they're in Texas, and they're in Pennsylvania, and they're in New York, and they're in, Chicago, Canada, across the country. And it's like, yeah, that's fine, but I wanted a targeted individual person that I could reach out and touch. Like, somebody that I could personally have a friendship with based upon the fact that I can't really be friends with too many other people because they're all perps. You know what I mean? So, as a TI, one of the most things they do to you is they isolate you, and they leave you by yourself. So I was just like, dang, I just want to meet another target individual. We could team up and we can be like, helping each other, supporting each other, being there for each other. We can be friends. We can start our own little tribe, our own little thing right here, with our own little subculture society within this society, of targeted individuals. Because it's going to get to that point because it's millions of targeted individuals. It's going to be to the point where it's already to the point where targeted individuals is like a subculture. It's like a sub society within society because we have to live our life differently based upon the fact that we are targeted individuals. But I'm not. So I met these guys, and both guys wanted to date me, and that's understandable. I know I don't show my face on here, but I'm not a horrible looking girl. You know what I mean? So when there's two opposite sex people being close to each other or having the same experience, I feel like it's natural for someone to want to be more than just friends and to be in a relationship, you know. But me, that's the reason why I wanted to meet a girlfriend, who wasn't a lesbian, because I wanted to just have a straight up platonic, supportive friendship. Like, this thing is hard. You can't talk to nobody else about it. Nobody else believes you. So the only person that you really have to talk to about it is people that are TIs. The only way you can feel vindicated or feel like you're being supported or understood is if you go watch other targeted individual videos, So having that other TI right here in your vicinity where you guys just helping each other as much as you can, because most of us don't have anything to help each other with. So the most we can do is support each other the best way we know how. And if we have anything to support each other with, you know, we support each other. We have to be there for each other. That's another thing I want to talk about, but that's another story. So I had to, I understand that there's some targeted individuals out there who actually want to continue to live a regular life. And they think that they can live a regular life with all of this happening. You know what I mean? Within all of this happening. But I don't know if my targeting is worse than other people's or whatever. But I know for a fact that I can't necessarily live a regular life. Like, I know I've already came to the conclusion that I'm not going to be able to have the picket fence, husband, wife with the kid and the dog lifestyle. That's not going to be my life. And I understand that and I accept that. If I meet a guy who's not a targeted individual and he so happen to like him and he so happen to like me, I would feel bad personally dragging him into all of this, because then they'll more than likely, if he doesn't perp me, they'll start targeting him. And I can't, me being a good person, I can't expect somebody to put their whole life on the line for me. You know what I mean? If they choose to do that, that would be a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? I feel like more people need to make the choice not to perp people, because if we may have more people that made the choice not to perp people, we wouldn't be in this situation. But on the other hand, I can't tell you, you might lose your job, you might lose this, you might lose that, you might end up homeless, you know what I mean? For me, you know what I mean? I can't put anybody through that, So I have a lot of people that I love, and I have a lot of guys that I care about, but I have to love them from afar, because I can't see them going through this. And I don't want to be responsible. And then in relationships, naturally that builds resentment. So even if that person does put up with it from you, eventually it's going to build resentment. That's just natural. One day when they're upset because they can't work or they don't have any money or they can't eat, they might turn around and get upset with you because of the fact that they feel like, if I wasn't with you, dealing with you, I wouldn't be in this situation. You know what I mean? And on the other hand, when you date and targeted individuals, it's just kind of like, it's hard dating because of the fact that it's like, I like to date when I'm at my best. You know what I mean? Me personally, I've, I think differently. My mind is set up differently for most people, not even just women, but people. You know what I mean? So I've always been the kind of person where I like to date and meet people and build relationships with people when I'm at my best. And right now, I am not at my best. So I can't even give you my full self, because I'm not feeling the best about myself. My self-esteem is not low, but I'm not at my best. You know what I mean? So it's hard to date when I'm not at my best, So that's just me, the person. That's always been the kind of person I am. If I'm walking down the street looking busted and a guy tries to talk to me, even if he may like what he see, if I don't feel good about myself at the time, I'm not going to give him any whatever play, because I'm going to be like, oh no, like, what do you want from me? You know what I mean? Like, you obviously just want sex. I look crazy right now. And I'm not that kind of girl. So on top of that, okay, what else was I trying to say? On top of that, I don't look at life like it's something that I'm trying to do regularly, normally. I'm not going to have the normal life. Like I said before, I don't expect for myself to live a normal life. And I'm fine with that. I came to grips with that, understand that. I'm not fighting against that. I actually have peace with that. And I know that there's other people out there who do still want to try to live a regular, quote unquote, regular life within all of this. They want the relationship. They want the child if they don't have any. You know what I mean? They don't have any kids. They want to have kids. They want to, go through all of that. This lady keeps sending her little serial killer kids. She's just over there proudly raising a whole bunch of serial killers. Like, it's another thing. These women that getting their kids involved in this crap. Like, you raising a little serial killer, right? Like, don't be surprised if he turns 19, if we even get that far, and you turn on the news and he didn't kill his girlfriend or his dog or the lady next door, because you are obviously blatantly raising a whole bunch of sociopaths, psychopaths. But whatever, that's a whole nother story. So, like I said, I just kind of feel like I just want these guys to understand. And on top of that, I've been in relationships with perps. I've been down that road where both of the guys that I was dating were perping me. All of the guys that I was dating was perping me. So I need to be able to. I need to find a TI friend that understands that we're just friends. Because on top of that, I live in the world. I'm not of the world. I'm a child of God. I believe in God. I believe in being abstinent from sex. You know what I mean? So even if we do get in a relationship, we're not going to be able to be sexually active together because of the fact that I don't do that. You know, so I really do believe in being in the world but not being of the world, you know. And I think that people look at me like I'm weird because it's like to me, I look at life like this is survival mode. Like I'm in survival mode, not necessarily jump like with everybody else, skip down the road and no, 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 no. Like that's not what's happening in my life right now. You know, I'm being targeted entirely too hard for me to feel like I can have regular life. You know, so I won't even fool myself to think that I can. So that might be another reason why I don't want to get in a relationship, because I don't want to start off feeling like, okay, I have peace with my situation and then get into a situation where it don't work and now I got to go start back from square one, you know? And I just wish that the guys that I was talking to could understand that, because once I started telling them that I wasn't interested in being in a relationship, then they started pulling away from me. You know what I mean? They didn't want to talk to me. They didn't want to be my friend anymore. They didn't want to be supportive of me because, you know, I give as good as I get. I'm not one of those females who, you know what I mean, you come and you do a favor for and I don't do anything for you in return. You know what I mean? I try my best to, you know what I mean, do, you know, the best that I can with what I have. You know what I mean? You do me a favor, I do you a favor. You know, everything is going to be fair exchange, no robbery with me. I'm not here to use anybody or take advantage of anybody. That's not my MO. You know, so I don't want anybody thinking, well, oh, well, if she's not going to date me, well, she must be trying to use me. I'm not trying to take advantage of anybody. I'm looking for a friendship, a platonic friendship, somebody I can turn to and build an understanding with and be supportive of each other while we are in one of the most bizarre situations in the world. Speaking of that, I was telling one of the guys that I was talking to, one of the friends that I made, targeted individuals, quote unquote. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, because, you know, he was telling me that he didn't have any kids and he was thinking about having kids, and I was just like, you know, and I guess he was insinuating with me, and I was just like, oh, I would never have children or try to bring children into this situation, like right now. You know what I mean? Like that's what bothers me about people, though. It's just like you don't see what's going on in the world. I would never get pregnant under these circumstances, even if I was a perp and I wasn't a targeted individual and I was on the outside looking in. Like this is a bizarre situation. Like these people have me following other people and staking out other people for no apparent reason. Like I don't know what happened in y'all life. Like I don't know what kind of life y'all led before all this happened. This only been happening to me for a year now, I want to say. But this wasn't the way I led my life. I ain't ride around stalking people. I felt like stakeouts was for the police. Like, that's just me. You know what I mean? Like, I lived a regular life. I was an average Joe. I was a regular person. So to me, on both sides, this is just bizarre. Like, you know, I would never want to bring children into this kind of situation. Hell no. And then when it comes to that, outside of the whole being targeted thing, what about the V2K and the energy weapons? Like, what if somebody try to hit me with an energy weapon while I'm pregnant? Baby gonna come out with one eye. Like, why would I do that to somebody else? Like, I would never want to put anybody else in this situation. I already feel bad for the people that are in this situation. You know, like, that's crazy to me. But like I said, some people don't look at it like that. Some people still think, well, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, live a regular life. Like, you know, in spite of all of this, I'm still trying to, like, no, honey, that is a dub. Like, you need to let that go. You know, like, that's a dub. You know, if you didn't have any kids by now, I don't know, so be it, you know, like, but I don't believe that things are going to get better. I feel like things are just going to get worse from here. Like, we going to just go downhill from this point. Like, we ain't going up. Like, she's going to go downhill. And why would you want to have responsibilities or more responsibilities or be obligated to more people than you already are within this situation, you know? But that's just my take on everything. And I don't know. I feel like I tried to explain that to, the people that I was talking to. But, it hurts my feelings because I don't want the relationship to be tainted or the friendship to be tainted, or I don't want them to feel like, oh, well, we have to pull away from her. I just want somebody, and I don't want people to think I'm just being difficult, because there's those females who, you're just being difficult. Like, I'm being so serious. Like, it is what it is. But, just updating y'all on what's going on and trying to give my perspective of what's going on.